Good morning, my dear students. In our first class, we studied about meaning and definition of economics. Today, we will discuss about branches of economics. Subject matter of economics has been studied under two broad branches, microeconomics and macroeconomics. In microeconomics, we study the behavior of individual economic agents in the market for different goods and services. In macroeconomics, we study economy as a whole by focusing on aggregate measures. The term micro is derived from the Greek word mikros, which means small. Microeconomics is the part of economic theory which deals with individual units of an economy. For example, a firm, a household, a sugar industry, etc. The term macro is derived from Greek word makros, which means large. Macroeconomics is the part of economic theory which deals with the aggregate units of the economy. For example, aggregate supply, aggregate demand, national income, etc. Simply, if macroeconomics is the study of a forest, microeconomics is the study of an individual tree in that forest. That means microeconomics is individual study, macroeconomics is aggregate study. Now we can distinguish between microeconomics and macroeconomics. Microeconomics is the study of individual economic units of an economy. Macroeconomics is the study of economy as a whole. The main instruments to study microeconomic problems are demand and supply. The main instruments to study macroeconomic problems aggregate demand and aggregate supply. Central problem is the price determination in microeconomics. In macroeconomics, central problem is the income determination. Microeconomic theory is also known as price theory. Macroeconomic theory is known as theory of income and employment. Per capita income, study of a consumer, a firm's output, etc. are the examples of microeconomic theory. National income, total savings, industry's output, etc. are the examples of macroeconomics. That is the difference between microeconomics and macroeconomics. Next is central problems of an economy. Economic problem is a problem of choice. It arises due to scarcity of resources which can be put to alternative uses. The problem of making a choice is called economic problem. The main causes of these economic problems are: first one, unlimited human wants. Human wants are recurring in nature. This is based on human psychological behavior that as soon as one want is satisfied, another new want would take place. It implies everlasting existing demands and ever growing new demands. Some of our wants are basic, like wants for food, clothing, shelter, etc. While some of our wants grow with our income, like wants for comforts and luxuries. Scarcity of resources. Availability of resources is limited in relation to need for them. Economic problem will not arise if the means to satisfy wants are also unlimited. The scarcity of resources is in relation to quantum of human wants. A human being faces the economic problem when supply of resources is short as compared to their demand. The root cause of economic problem is scarcity of resources. Resources can be put to alternative uses. Means have alternative uses. Choices is to be made between different uses. Therefore, a choice has to be made as to How should limited resources be spent in order to attain maximum satisfaction? Central problems of an economy: production, exchange and consumption of goods and services are the basic economic activities of life. In the course of these activities, every society has to face scarcity of resources, which gives rise to the problem of choice. In other words, every society has to decide on how to use its scarce resources. Thus, broadly, the central problem of an economy is allocation of resources. The first problem is what to produce. This is the first basic problem of allocating resources among different alternative uses. Due to limited resources, every economy has to decide what goods to be produced and in what quantities. An economy has to maintain the choice of wants which are important for the economy as a whole. This is also called problem of resource allocation. It is related to the selection of goods, as all goods cannot be produced because of limited resources. For example, if the economy decides to produce more cloth, it is bound to reduce the production of food. The reason is that our resources used to produce food and cloth are limited and given. An economy cannot produce both food and cloth. Thus, an economy has to decide what good it would produce. Next, how to produce. How to produce is the question of technique of production. There are two techniques: labor intensive technique and capital intensive technique. A technique of production which would maximize the output or minimize the cost should be used. In labor intensive technique, more labor and less capital is used. In capital intensive technique, more capital and less labor is used. However, the choice of technique depends on objective of the producer. It may be labor intensive or capital intensive. It can also be a combination of both. The effort should be to use the different technique of production. Choice of labor intensive would mean that the economy makes better use of its available manpower. Choice of capital intensive would mean that the economy develops its infrastructural base required for a rapid economic growth. And for whom to produce? This is a question of how to distribute the product among the various sections of society. This problem is also called problem of distribution of national income among the factors of production. Goods and services are produced for the consumers, and consumers' capacity to purchase goods and services depends on his income. It is very important to ensure that a person should get income equal to the contributions he makes to the national product. The problem of for whom to produce is the problem of determining wage rate for the use of labor, rent for the use of land, interest rate for the use of capital, and profits for the entrepreneur. More equitable is the distribution of income, more equitable will be distribution of national product. Thank you.